Hi, and welcome to Tuesdays at 2 with Terry. I'm your host of this Empowered Living with Essential Oil workshop series. Each week, we focus on a different facet of using essential oils, from learning the basics, and there's always more to learn, sharing effective solutions through simple, natural daily routines, exploring creative and fun ways to use our essential oils. And the fourth week of the month is always dedicated to answering your specific questions. Today is the third week of the month, and so we're going to focus on creative uses. And our specific topic is creative ways to support the respiratory system, right? As we're moving into fall and winter, this is a good topic. So there's so many different essential oils that balance and support the respiratory system. Here's just a couple of essential oils that are my favorites. Right? One whiff, I'm actually going to get my peppermint out, right? One whiff, and you can immediately feel the powerful impact on your sinuses and on your lungs. Simply rub your hands together, make a nose tent, and just breathe in deeply. Oh, gosh, isn't that lovely? Right? If you want a sample, right? I don't know that you have essential oils at your fingertips, but if you'd like a sample, I'll be sharing some information at the end of this presentation on how you can get one in your home. So what do all of these have in common? Well, these essential oils are distilled from the leaves of the plant. Right? The plant creates oxygen through its leaves, right? So I want you to think the trees are kind of like the lungs of the universe, right? It's good for healing anything that has to do with our respiratory system, right? They're great for opening our lungs and opening our airways, right? From our upper respiratory tract and our lower respiratory tract, right? They can be invigorating and stimulating as we, put oxygen directly into our brain, right? It's going to help us increase our alertness and feel stimulated without, having some of these kind of toxic energy drinks or things that, use your hormones, and you have these highs and lows and these crashes, and you won't be able to sleep at night, right? But it's also really good for cellular respiration, right? When we can bring oxygen into our cells, wherever that cell is, it's going to function better. So whether it's a brain cell or a blood cell or a bone cell, it's going to do what it's trying to do better because it has more oxygen, right? You're going to use these essential oils to maintain feelings of easy breathing, right? We're going to minimize seasonal threats. Sometimes I like to use them, right after lunch when I kind of have that food buzz going on, and I know I have a lot of day left in front of me, right? So it's going to help me be more alert. It also can be used to help promote some confidence. So maybe, just infusing yourself with a nice deep breath of some of these leaf oils will help you boost your confidence when you have to find your voice to say something. Now, there are, very many essential oils, right? Laurel leaf, eucalyptus leaf, peppermint plant, melaleuca, which is also tea tree, right? All of these are leaf oils, but what do they have in common? Well, they're all found in a blend called Breathe. So first I have to explain, doTERRA they're not a commercial farmer or a harvester of essential oil. They're a science company, and they partner with growers and harvesters and distillers, artisans from around the world, to share scientific information about how to do what they do a little bit better, right? These are artisans who have been, for many examples, they've been doing this for generations inside their family. And, doTERRA has some additional information to share with them, about, what time of day you would harvest it for chemistry, what what temperature you should be in when you're distilling it, right? Sometimes when we distill at very high temperatures, we might destroy some of the very precious chemistry that's in there. Sometimes when we distill it at a lower temperature for a longer period of time, we're going to get a little bit more robust chemistry. And really that's the name of the game, right? It's the chemistry that's inside the bottle that delivers the health benefits that you expect. And, as a science company, doTERRA combines some of these individual essential oils for a synergistic purpose, right? In this example, right, the synergistic purpose of this blend is a respiratory support blend. Now, I love having, a super simple way, right? I just grab one bottle and I have all of these oils combined, right? They help support healthy respiratory function, open my airways, clears out that brain fog, right? When we flood the brain with oxygen, it kind of clears out the cobwebs and it helps promote healthy circulation, right? So we're going to get blood flow going in and around your body. This also helps us minimize seasonal threats, right? And so this blend is so good at doing these 5 things that they've put it in other versions, right? And so they have Breathe Touch, which is a pre-diluted roller bottle that makes it convenient to use as well as safe to use on all ages, right? From your children to the elderly, it just makes it super safe. They also have it in a vapor stick, right? And so like you just rub it on the chest to help promote easy breathing. And they also have these wonderful respiratory drops. I always have a few of them in my pocket when I have kind of like a scratchy throat, or I keep a few in my night table by my bed because sometimes I get a little stuffed up in my nose, and so I'll put one in my mouth before I fall asleep. Now I want to talk about just a couple of the essential oils that are included in this blend, right? So laurel leaf is an amazing essential oil, right? It has powerful cleansing properties. And that's one of the things I think about is, doTERRA, a science company, includes laurel leaf inside a respiratory support blend. So that always gets me curious. Well, why would they add this oil into that blend, right? And sometimes, we have gunk and we need to get that cleaned out. And so including laurel leaf, which is a powerful cleansing agent, right? It's very high in something called eucalyptol, which can be very cleansing, right? And, as much as it can be, super cleansing, it's very gentle. And so you also have a lot of side benefits, right? So when you're using Breathe, right, it's going to be good. It helps diminish the appearance of blemishes, promotes a healthy looking complexion, right? It actually promotes that courageous and confidence inside of you. And it can help promote concentration, focus, and clarity, right? Like those things are attached to the fact that it's actually bringing more oxygen into your brain. And so you're thinking more clearly. So, there's a little bit of clarity and it's easier to focus on what you're trying to get done, right? So this is definitely a wonderful essential oil by itself. And you can also find it by just using your Breathe blend. Now, another essential oil that is in the Breathe blend is eucalyptus. You can use it, again, alone or through the blend, and it's a powerful way to open the airways. It has that eucalyptol, it's called 1,8-cineol, and this is an essential oil that's found in tea tree, in basil, in rosemary, peppermint, ravensara, right? They all have this common theme of this chemistry, right? And so we know this chemistry is really good to support the respiratory system and to help cleanse out the junk that might be living in there and, get us free and clear. One of the side benefits of eucalyptus is it could be an insect repellent, right? And so I love that you can use this, right? Put it topically. But you can also put it on you, you know, on your legs or on your kind of your outer coat to help repel some of the pests when you're outdoors. So what I want to do next is share a couple of my favorite ways to use different essential oils to help promote easy breathing. And so one of my favorites, especially this time of year, right? Sometimes you feel a little stuffed up, right? You're going to take a steaming cup of hot water and you're going to put 2 drops of each, lemon, peppermint, and melaleuca, right? And then depending on, you know, what you're trying to do, you can add 1 drop of either oregano or black pepper, right? So oregano is going to kind of have a powerful impact to clean you out and open everything up. Black pepper is a little softer, right? So, you know, sometimes I prefer the black pepper, but sometimes when I want the big guns, I'll put the oregano in. What's really great about this is once the mixture cools, right, you can just, you know, breathe it in for 4 to 5 minutes. But once it's cooled, you can actually drink it. All of these are rated for internal use. And so you can, you know, drink this and now bring this potent chemistry directly into your digestive system, which is where most of the mucus that's living up here is being created, right? So when we balance and support the digestive tract, we're going to have less experience of muck up here. Another quick and easy trick, right? So doTERRA has these drops. They have the breathe drops, which we mentioned before. They also have On Guard and ginger. And you could just take this drop and put it into that, you know, steaming cup of water and let it dissolve and drink it. Right? Like the ginger drops have an amazing flavor. You know, if you like ginger, I do. I eat tons of ginger, you know, just sliced raw. The On Guard has a kind of spicy flavor, right? It has cinnamon and clove in it. And so it kind of tingles on the tongue. And then breathe, you know, it has this airway opening. But all 3 of them are great choices. And it's an easy way to drink your easy breathing. Now, you know, I could go through a huge lineup of all the essential oils that I love to support respiratory health, right? We've kind of mentioned tea tree and lemon and eucalyptus. Coriander is also really good to help with that kind of, you know, things that are stuck, right? They just are not moving. And so I love using coriander either directly applied on the chest or on the bottom of your feet to try to help open things up a little bit. You know, geranium is also something that we use often here in our home to help kind of break up anything that's mucolytic. And then, you know, I want to talk a little bit about rosemary. Rosemary is an amazing essential oil, right? It actually supports it's called the type 1 interferon response. This is kind of like your first response of your upper respiratory system. And kind of that's how we usually engage with some of the seasonal or environmental threats that kind of take over inside our airways. And this will help to protect you, right, when you're using rosemary. It's actually one of the 5 oils that's found in the On Guard protective blend. So it's a great choice for easy breathing. Now, I mentioned really quickly about using coriander on the bottom of the feet. There's a lot of really great ways. So you could just simply apply the essential oils on the bottom of your feet, or you could, with a little bit more intention, you know, kind of apply the oils in a very particular way on the bottom of the feet, right? Touching on some of the reflex points for the upper respiratory system, right? Those bronchial tubes and the tonsil reflexes, right? This is super important, right? And, you know, this book, Healing for the Age of Enlightenment by Stanley Burroughs, it's an amazing resource. We use it all the time to, you know, kind of bring a little bit more intention to how we apply those essential oils, right? I work through the upper part of the foot, right? Like there's some respiratory zones for the lung on the top. And then if this is your big toe, right? The two long toes, right, are the upper respiratory system, right, your nasal passages. And so we kind of work the oils on those regions and kind of move them through the skin in a very gentle way to help open the airways and support easy breathing. You know, this is a great tip for children, right, who sometimes, you know, some of these vapor feeling essential oils might be too powerful to put on their chest and near their face. And so putting it on their feet can be amazing for a young child or someone who just doesn't really, you know, can be very overwhelming with some of these powerful aromas. So, you know, here are some of my favorites. This is probably a good slide to do a screenshot. You know, to support respiratory function, right, breathe, or any of the oils that are in it, right, including, you know, my favorite, rosemary and eucalyptus, right? These are awesome ways to support respiratory function. And then if you're looking to do like a little bit more protection, right, like you're looking to, you know, have your immune system with, you know, a little bit stronger soldiers at the door, arborvitae, black pepper, the oregano, the tea tree, right? These are some really powerful essential oils to help, you know, increase our protection at a time when, you know, there's a lot from which we need protection. I'll also mention that, you know, if you notice, like some of these are spices, right? Cardamom, marjoram, rosemary, oregano, black pepper, thyme, right? All of these support the respiratory system by balancing the digestive tract, right? I can't stress how important it is to get the digestive tract balanced and supported to help reduce what's going on up in the respiratory tract. So, you know, whatever it is that you've got going on, there's definitely essential oils that you can use to help create easy breathing. I'm happy to send some of these recipes, and I have a couple of documents that I've written, you know, when you really want some outrageous respiratory support, right? I have a handicapped child who doesn't swallow well and is in a wheelchair, and so sometimes, you know, it's difficult for him to breathe easy. And so we have a lot of different protocols that have really worked to help, you know, create an environment where he's thriving instead of kind of struggling. And so I would love to share these resources with you if that's something that you'd like. So if you would like these resources, or maybe you would like to have some samples sent to you, you know, I have this great little way that you can just enter your name and how you want me to contact you, either by, you know, mobile, like text or phone call or email. And, you know, I can get a hold of you so I know where to mail the samples to. You could also just reach out to me. Here's my text message and my email. You can reach out to me on social media. If you're watching this video on Vimeo, right, you know, there's a treasure trove of other health topics on this site. And so I invite you to kind of lean in and learn a little bit more about the creative ways that essential oils can improve your health. This is a series that we do every single week, right? The first week of the month, we focus on essential oil basics. The second week of the month, we focus on, like, well, what would that look like for a daily routine? What would I do every day if I really want to, you know, own this particular, you know, digestive function, respiratory function, you know, exercise, you know, pain and inflammation, whatever it is. The third week of the month, like today, we start to talk about, you know, creative ways to use your oils, maybe some DIYs that, you know, can make, you know, using essential oils a little fun. And the fourth week of every month is dedicated to answering your questions. And so I invite you to either email me or text me, reach out on social media, and let me know what your questions are, and we can address them in one of our future Ask Your Questions episodes. So I hope to see you next week. Thank you so much for joining me.